Now let's talk about the bow. First, let's go over a couple parts. The brown part is the stick. The white part is the hair. This part up here, we call this the upper half, and this is the tip. Down here we have the lower half. This is the frog. This leather part right here is the grip, and right here we have the screw. So now let's talk about tightening and loosening your bow. Now when you get ready to play every day, you're going to have to tighten your bow, and when you're done playing, you want to loosen your bow. So let's talk about how to do that. So I hold the bow with my left hand when I'm tightening it, with the tip pointed to the left and the frog on the right, and the hair facing up. And this way I can use the screw to tighten the hair. And when you're tightening the hair, what you want to look for is you want to look in the center of the bow. You can see how it's curved like this, so look at the apex of the curve. And while you're tightening your bow, you're watching how far the hair separates from the bow. So I'm turning the screw away from me to tighten, and I'm watching the middle of the bow, and about right there is a good height. And the way you can judge it is you can stick your pinky in the middle at the apex of that curve, and your pinky should just be able to barely fit in between the hair and the stick. And that's how you know you're about at a good tension. So now let's talk about how to rosin your bow. Now, a lot of students are really confused about how much rosin they need, and it just depends. It depends on how much you play. It depends on how new the bow is. So if your bow is absolutely brand new and it's never had any rosin on it before, it is going to require quite a bit of rosin. But then on a daily or weekly basis, you may not need that much. And you'll get an idea for it. You'll be able to tell when your bow starts slipping and when it's needing more rosin. Or if you've got too much rosin and there's just rosin dust all over your violin, you'll know you probably don't need quite as much. So let's talk about how to rosin your bow. You want to have your bow tight before you rosin it, and then get out your cake of rosin. Now this rosin has been well used, but if your rosin is brand new, it might be shiny on top. And rosin that's shiny, it's not going to get any dust onto your bow hair. And some people like to take like a key and kind of scratch up the rosin to where you can start getting some dust on your hair. I generally like to avoid that because if you scratch up your rosin, it tends to make it more prone to breaking or shattering. So I just like to try applying quite a bit of pressure when you're applying the rosin, and that will get it to get some dust on the hair. So I've got some grooves in mine already, so I'm going to put the bow in that groove since I've already got a groove, and I'm going to use quite a bit of weight. All right, so I'm pressing down with my bow here. You don't have to have a good bow hold, just hold it however. And I'm scrubbing, putting pressure up to get the rosin onto the bow. And you want to go up and down like this. I say it's like scrubbing a dirty dish. All right, go all the way to the tip, and then you can come back. And that right there is probably all you need for normal practicing. If your bow is brand new, you're going to need to do that a couple more times.